before you and I started doing this, it was more of a lost feeling of like, I don't know how to do this. I'm losing myself, kind of. I'm getting too wrapped up in my own head, and I couldn't get out of it. So with talking with you and dealing with you and you showing me how to reword things or rethink things in more of a positive way, I think has helped me. Last couple days, maybe not because it's been so hectic, but in general, yeah, I try to, even at night or even in the morning, I try to spin my reality, my
perspective.
Yes. So it's, you've given me a lot to look at. You've given me a lot. Guidance is very important to me because I think it's important to everybody in a way, because you need that one person that understands that journey that you want to take because you're also on it. And so when you have that support, you're stronger inside. And then I know I can do this, instead of I think I can, I know I can, so that's what you've brought to my life, which I'm very grateful for, because it has opened my eyes to a lot of different ways and perspective and roads and, where am I going? What am I doing? I know I can have this. I'm not what I was told I was in the back, and you know what I mean? So that family structure that was not healthy is ending because my parents are getting older, especially my mother, but it's still, I don't have to accept that anymore.
Right.
And I see that in my daughter because that's what she's told my mother. My mother said something to her. She said, don't speak to me that way. You have no right to speak to me that way. I have boundaries. And I'm like, wow, had I said that years ago, I'd be across the room.
Exactly.
The
younger ones are speaking up. I know.
They are. Well, their vibration is much higher, being there's the crystal children, and there's something else that they are. So their vibration is totally higher than ours. But you have to bring that vibration up, or you taught me that your vibration has to come up, or it's not going to. It's not going to. You can wish for it all you want, or speak it, but if your vibration isn't there, and that's not something you think of on your own unless you really study it like you do. So that's what you get out of having someone like you spending the time and money and things like that. Even though it's a Zoom, I can feel your strength or your aura, when you're trying to help me or trying to talk to me. So you are my coach, my friend also, but it's very important. I can't imagine my life without you now.
Aw.
Because that's how important you become to me and as my guide. So
I felt that. I felt that because we've been friends for a long time too. But when you were going through that thing with track, and that I just wanted so badly to be there, like be the, let me at him. You know what I mean?
yeah, right.
And
Yeah.
I was so proud of you because I know how scary it is. I know how, and the anxiety and the things you were going through, I could feel them. And it just, I was thinking that like doing that alone or having to go through something like that, most people would just maybe not even make the phone call and just be like, forget it. Just take it as a loss or take it as a failure. And you didn't do that. You were able to keep going through and make that phone call and be the boss. And now, there's more to the story. Now they're calling.
There is. Yeah.
Popping up, asking you, like.
Yeah. Now I get an email at least every other day, but my questions are answered a lot sooner than they were.
Yeah.
So I'm capable, I am strong enough to do this, and I owe that to you.
Oh, you're like, from what we were taught when we were younger, you know, you don't rock the boat, you don't speak up, you don't say much, you
Nope.
don't, there's no confrontation. Everybody else is right. Everyone's always right, you know, so the customer's always right, but then the people that you're hiring are always right. You've got to win somewhere. And that's not a win-win, you know, like
Mm-mm.
that's not an even exchange. So I think most people were taught that. And you're and doing what's right for you is not confrontation, although it feels like it probably sometimes, having to go over someone's head or have to, you know.
It's a different way. It seems like confrontation, maybe to me, because it's a different method of expressing myself or not expressing myself. So it's either I put the boundary there, or I just say something that people would be like, what did she just say?
Mhm.
Because now I know I can without being rude.
Right.
You can say no. You can say, hey, enough is enough. You know, I can say I can do this on my own. There's lots of days where I say, you know what, I can't do this. I can't do this. But then I have to think, what are my teachings? What are my lessons? And that comes from you. And so that's what I think, you know, what would Keri do?
Hey,
Hmm,
what would I do?
yeah,
I don't know. Yeah.
light a candle.
But
Smudge.
like, I was sensing, you know, that this is like a double training for you, or life lesson, because you're being catapulted into this wealthy woman CEO. The business is doing great. You're running it. You know what I mean? Like, and then then this challenge with the software and things like that. This last piece of it was testing your confidence, not your confidence, your courage,
Mhm.
And
It was.
you pass that, where that's one of the hardest things to do, is to do something that we weren't taught how to be courageous. We were, you know what I mean? It's easier not to
Nope,
do. It would be easier just to say, okay, I'm a failure, or whatever, and
that's
forget.
it. Mhm.
It would be much easier not feel good and not get you to where you want to go.
Yeah,
Did it. You went climbed over the
the
wall.
hump.
Yeah. Yeah. I was so
So
proud of you.
yeah, I did. And I couldn't have done it without this. I mean, maybe I could have, but it would have taken me a lot longer. It would have taken me, the road might have been way twisted, whereas it's not as twisted. It's, you know, it's in front of me. That light's in front of me, and I know I can reach that goal. I know I can do this because I'm just as good, if not better, than somebody else in my position.
Yep.
So, and maybe one day I can get to the point where I can help somebody, you know what I mean, with their journey or what they're going through
Sure.
because of what I've learned.
But then also
I mean,
even conversations and boundaries in other areas of your life too, I believe, have strengthened. You have a voice and you're using it, you know?
yeah, that's how I feel. Yeah. So it's been a great journey for what, the last 8 months,
Yeah.
almost a year, something
Mhm.
like that. So,
And
right,
you
there's no
see,
looking back now.
you see it today. No, you're in it.
I'm stuck. Yeah, no, no, there's no look. I wouldn't, you know, you
Yeah.
see it now and go, what was I thinking?
Mhm.
You know,
You know too much.
I'm not that person anymore. So when you take this journey, you will not come out the other end the same as you were when you first started the journey. And that's the most important thing. You know what I mean? A journey of self-discovery, a journey of support is there always.
Mhm.
And whether it's from you or other people in the group, or, you know, you do make connections. Those a little harder over Zoom, but you know, you can make connections and those are important.
Mhm.
So
Knowing that you're not alone.
no, you're not. Mm-mm. So what else can I help you with? My grasshopper.
Mhm.
This has been a wonderful experience for me. It's really weird how you came up on my feed, and I think I told you that before. And it came up right when I needed, whether it was you or something like you or that message, that video. and came up to a time where I really, really needed it because I was sinking and I knew I was sinking and I wasn't going to get out of it. And here, then I started following you and I'm like, holy crap, she does this stuff. And that's how we got started with that. Even though we've known each other, we really haven't crossed paths because there hasn't been any reason, really. You know what I mean? Not that it hasn't been any reason, but, and it's just a beautiful thing. It's transformed me into someone I thought I always wanted to be. I'm not there yet, but I'm working my way up.
It does work. It's just a matter of like knowing which tools to use when, and knowing that no matter what you're going through or how you're feeling, it's temporary and you can change it.
Yeah. I think that's the hardest thing for people that don't realize how to use this, whether you call it magic or universe or just your own thoughts. When you get stuck behind your own thoughts, there's, you know what I mean? If you don't know how to get out of it.
It's interesting because something came up when I was in the car yesterday and a situation came up and all of a sudden I was like, rah, 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 and all of a sudden, like another part of me was like, what are you doing, Keri? Like, what are you doing, Keri? Stop it. Stop that, Keri, you know? And I'm like, oh yeah, I go, that's right. Like,
Yeah.
fuck, you know? And then when I was doing a meditation one time, it was almost like my mind went to something like that, that was then could have just made me something that just an old something like that doesn't even matter, that just, and then there was a voice that said, come back to me, Keri, come back to me, come back to me, you know? And so that was kind of what I felt yesterday. This was a little bit more like a big sister, like, what the fuck are you doing? Get out of there. What are you doing, Keri? Where that voice in my meditation was very sweet.
Yeah. Yeah.
Back to me, Keri, come back to me. And I'm like, okay, yeah, you're right. It's like pulling me out of the human into the
Yeah.
but that's what I'm going to be really focusing on for other people that don't know, because sometimes they think of this as being kind of weird or up there or out there, or, you know, and it's life, it's normal. Like, it's real solutions for real people with real challenges that want real desires, you know, it's real stuff. They're real skills. That's another thing that we were taught. Like, if you don't expect anything, then you're not disappointed. So basically you live life just neutral. Don't expect anything. Therefore you can't be disappointed, because people are so afraid of being disappointed because disappointment's very hurtful or whatever. Well, it's not a very fun way to live. So if you're commanding it and claiming it and almost taking that expectation to another level of a knowingness, I know, this is going to get done. Don't know how, but it's going to get done.
My car. That was the biggest one. Starbucks, that was the smallest one. And everything in between.
The car was great. What? The car was the big one, and what? AAA? Let's talk about that for a second.
AAA, I don't know. I'm still nervous on that one, man. I'm still going back and forth thinking, should I not? Should I? Because I'm still on the fence with that, but I'm not feeling as bad as I was. As nervous? I don't know, for some reason. So all I can do is try it.
But talk about how they just approached you out of.
I got a phone call one day and he introduced himself and said who he was. And he said they were looking for 8 destinations in Florida and they picked Marco Island was one of them. And then they had supposedly gone through websites or companies or whatever, and they liked what they saw with our presentation. And then what sold him was that we were a family business almost 40 years. And so that's really what got him, because a lot of these AAA members are family members, you know what I mean? They're family. So they like that, the small business. And the opportunity is to, there's 2 series that are going to go on. They're going to pick 4 properties of mine, and out of the 160 that we have, and they're going to promote them to their 2.5 million members all over the world. And then there's another series that then focuses on our family business, so the real estate side. So then they're going to open it up to Canada. So if everything goes well with this, they will also open it up to their AAA is called CAA. So they will open it up to Canada. And it's an opportunity of a lifetime because you get exposed to all these members. The only other thing worries me, but I'm not letting it worry me really, because I'm letting the universe just, it's taking me there,
Yeah.
is how did I pick the 4 properties out of the 160? The universe needs to send me some assistance.
That's
I'm
right.
waiting for that.
Nice.
But the AAA is, I'm very nervous.
I'm very excited.
Yes, it's a nervous excitement, you know, a nervous, yeah, it's a good nervous.
It's great. Yeah.
Yeah. So it puts my business, my small little business on the map of, you know,
Very good.
greatness. You learn how to do things. You learn how to say things, repeat things, know that the universe has got your back, that, you know, because that was the one thing I said, why would the universe put this in front of me and then make me fail? Remember, we talked about that, and
Yeah.
that's not it. There's a lesson. It's not to make me fail. It's a lesson. What is that lesson? The lesson of courage, that I can do this. So might not be right, but I'm doing it. I'm printing out the checks and things are going,
Yeah.
not getting error messages, but
Right.
so all I can do is plug along every day, and I feel better about it every day. So
Good. You
have to have,
you had a huge shift with that. I think that phone call, and
Oh.
you know, a huge shift, because
Yeah,
that's what I feel too. Like you got
it
over
was a
something.
game changer.
Yeah.
So it's, you know, if I don't hear from them, then I'll reach out again. Hello.
Yeah.
Holidays are over.
Yeah.
What's the plan? Because they did even say to me, well, you know, maybe we'll split the cost and all this. And so, and he wrote to me and he said, I'm still working on that to get you somebody there for January. But then when he comes out with the, you know, if he comes out with the cost, I'll be like, I'll put somebody up and I'll feed them. You know what I mean?
Sure.
For free on my dime. I'm not paying for this. Okay, you should have been offered to me when I first started. It should not have been something that had been, I feel like it was thrown in my face. Oh, this is what we do, or, you know, you get a party, and not a party, but and then it was like, no, you can't have that because you're too small or you're not important enough.
Mhm.
So they will send some, I know they will. This is, you know, me bringing
Yep, exactly.
universe. They will bring somebody down on their dime. I'll
Yep,
put them up, I'll feed them, but they're gonna pay for it.
exactly.
So that's
Yep.
how it is.
Yeah. Look at that strength.
Yeah.
Woman.
Wow. Minute. I gotta change my thought.
Yeah, no, this is a great opportunity. It's just, I'm super excited about it, that everything's got to work out perfectly for you in all ways.
It will.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
will.
It will. So,
Oh gosh, yeah.
yeah.
Well, I got to run. I have to do my hair and get over it at my mom's. I think we're supposed to be there.
Okay.
But thank you so much for doing this. I appreciate it. I appreciate you. I love you.
Hopefully you got enough information. I'm not very, I don't know. Some people are more eloquent than I am.
No, you're perfect. You're perfect. You're perfect. And
Yeah.
then let's like, I don't know, touch base next week and
Yeah.
get, you know, do a schedule and then book your spa day too.
Yay. Okay.
I'll look at the weather. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
All right. Merry Christmas.
Awesome. Merry Christmas. Love you.
All right, love you.
Bye.